Welcome to Art Fun with Mrs. Lombardo. Today we're going to be making some really creative Switch-A-Roo robots using lines, color, and a variety of shapes. What's a Switch-A-Roo robot, you ask? Well, follow along and find out. Don't forget to pause if you need more time. To make our Switch-A-Roo robot picture, you're going to need a piece of paper and a pair of scissors to get started. Now I need to divide my paper into 3 equal sections. So if I take one side of the paper and fold it over and match up the other side so that they're the same size and then crease it, that should divide my paper into thirds. You want to get them as equal as you can, as close as you can. After you've done that, while it's still folded into thirds, you're going to fold it the other direction. This might take a little bit of practice. You might want to have a friend or family member help you. You want to crease it so that it's in thirds as well. So when you open your picture back up, you're going to have 3, 6, 9 sections on your paper. To review, we folded it in to the side this way, and then this way so that it was equal. And we divided that into equal pieces as well and creased and opened up. This is going to help us make our Switch-A-Roo. Now, our robot is going to have a head in the top section, a body in the middle section here, and legs down in the lower section. We're going to start by drawing in the middle only. The side pieces here we need to cut with our scissors. So you're going to find where the fold line is. If you can't see it, you can very lightly trace it with a pencil, but you should be able to see it pretty well. When you cut, you're going to cut only to the middle section. Turn your paper if you need to. I'm going to cut very carefully on that fold and stop right at the middle section there. Do that for the next piece. I don't want to cut into the middle. That's going to give me a flap door, just like this, 3 of them. Now I need to do the same thing on this side. Cut exactly on the fold, stop when I get to the middle fold. There we go. So now I have some doors that open and shut where the head, the body, and the legs will be. Now I'm ready to draw. I would suggest you use a pencil till you get the hang of it. I'm going to draw with a marker so you can see it a little better. The first piece up here is the head. Draw any shape you like. I'm going to start with the circle with eyes, a nose for my robot, and a mouth. Maybe an antenna with a light on top, some knobs or buttons off to the side for ears. And when I go to do the neck, I'm going to remember that I want to stop at the fold here, right at that fold. So here's the neck. And I stopped exactly at the fold. You can add details anywhere you like, and there is the head. Now the body is going to come off and go down to this next fold right here. I need to leave room for the arms, and they have to stay within the space that I have here. So let's do a rectangle. And I'm going to add some buttons, some knobs, maybe some switches that I can flip on this robot. He needs arms, so let's give him some shoulder joints here. Think about how a robot would be put together. The shoulders need to attach to the arms. So I'm going to give him some long, skinny metal arms here that have some joints in them to make it easier for those arms to fold and move. Needs a claw or a hand of some sort. If you do a letter U with a little U inside, upside down, those make good pinching hands. Here's another upside down letter U with a littler one inside. And close those off to give some hands. Now I did not go all the way down to that fold line, so I can add a waist right here. Add whatever kind of details on it that you like. And then from the bottom of that downward is going to be the legs. I could make another little section here that's below the fold where his legs are going to attach. So here's one leg, and here's another leg. You're going to want to give him a knee joint, that way his legs can bend, and then the lower part of his leg. Remember, this robot needs to get around, so you have to be able to have legs that bend. And here's one shoe and the last shoe. I used up all of my space in that lower section. Now I can divide up my pieces to make them a little bit more interesting, show where the legs can bend and fold. If there's some sort of a knot or a little screw or a bolt or maybe a flashing light, go ahead and add that. And there is my robot. The top section is the head, the middle section is the body, and the lower section is the legs. Now, I want to make a new robot. So if I turn this flap over the first head, I have a space to draw a new robot's head. I can even see through my paper where I drew before, so I can have an idea of where to place this head for the new robot. I don't want it to be exactly the same, so maybe come up with a new shape or design for this next robot. Now I'm going to flip this flap over, and instead of a circle, I'm going to make a rectangular shaped head, something a little different. Maybe make it look like a computer screen or a television. Give him some eyes. Little knobs off to the side where his ears would be, and a big mouth. Maybe that's what's on the computer screen that moves. I have room for a neck, and it will come down to the edge of that piece of paper, and it matches up with this body down here. I can add details to it if I want. Now I'm ready for the next flap that I'm going to fold over. And this is where I'm going to draw the body. It needs to match up with the neck. This time I'm going to make a nice round body. Give it something of a different shape. Maybe continue my zigzag line down here. And just fill in with whatever kind of details you like. I might even give mine a heart in the center. And I need shoulders. arms. This time your arms can be curved a little if you like. Maybe his arm is bending upward. I do like to have the little stripes on there to make it look like his arms are bendable. Here are his hands, his different pointy fingers on his. And I still have this space here, so I'm going to use that as his waist coming down this way. It still matches up with the legs that I drew before. And when I fold this piece over, I can continue those legs down. Give those cuffs. I can add more buttons or knobs or little panels that open. Here are the legs. And I need some sort of feet or shoes on this robot. I'm gonna give him some big boots. Maybe he works outside. And add some more details to those boots. Maybe they have lights on them. Whatever kind of detail you need to add. They could have wheels. They could have blades if this is a robot that works on the ice. Anything you like. So there's that robot. So if I flip this head over, there's my original robot underneath. I could leave that head there and flip it over, and there is his original body with the new legs or the old legs. All right, so there's my robot on the back side of these flaps. Now I'm going to do one on this side. Flip this flap over. And I've already done a circle and a rectangle. So this time, why don't I make a triangular shaped head? Something totally unexpected. There we go. I kind of like the flashing lights off of the top of the robot. You can even draw some of those little motion lines in there to show that they are flashing and blinking. Here is my robot's eye. Maybe over here, I have a different type of eye. Maybe they have different parts on this robot, or these do different functions. Instead of a mouth, I'm just going to draw a line. And that kind of looks like teeth. Maybe a chin underneath. And I need a neck that comes down and connects with the original body. If you need to add stripes or zigzags or buttons or swirls onto that, go ahead. I'm going to flip over the next piece. Here is the neck collar. This robot is going to have a different type of body here than the circle or the skinny rectangle. Maybe I will make a bigger shape here, but maybe this one also could be holding something. What do you think it should hold? Maybe a tool, maybe a piece of food, anything you want to draw, go ahead. I think I'm going to draw a watermelon. Maybe this is a robot that's a waiter, or maybe he works on a farm. So there is the watermelon he's holding, and here's his first hand holding it. And I'm going to draw the body coming around. I need to leave room for the arms, so draw the arms coming around to those hands. There we go. There are the arms. And I can fill in the body the rest of the way. Fill in any little blank spaces you may have. Once again, my arms bend, so I'm going to draw those little bend lines in there. Now, does this robot have any buttons or lights? Draw those. And here's the waist that needs to match up with these legs. So I'm going to draw inward like this, so he's angled. Draw some angled lines. And now I need to draw the legs for this one. What can I do that's a little different than what I've done before? How about I draw this robot on a wheel instead of two legs? So here is my wheel. Looking pretty interesting. I think if I draw some lines this way, makes it look like it's a little more three-dimensional. And I think I'm going to divide this space up as well. And there is my new robot with a triangular head that goes on top of this robot. Maybe I flip this one over here and this one back. Now this one is on a wheel. There it is with a rectangular head. Maybe now he has two pairs of legs. Get as creative as you like with your details. Add lots of bright colors and see what you can do to surprise your friends with your cool robots. After you've checked each of the pieces to make sure everything lines up, if you see something that's not quite right, go ahead and fix it. Add those little details in there. There he is. Our cool Switch-A-Roo robot. Can give us quite a few different characters. Come up with names for your characters. Come up with jobs for these robots. What environment do they work in? Are they undersea? Are they on another planet? Are they on a spaceship? Maybe they're working inside of a volatile volcano. You decide, be as creative as you can, and make sure you have lots of fun. Thanks for visiting Art Fun with Mrs. Lombardo. I hope you had a great time making some really creative Switch-A-Roo robots. Next time, why don't you try drawing a Switch-A-Roo using people or different animals to create some interesting characters. I can't wait to see what you create. Remember, try to do a little bit of art every day and share what you've learned with someone you love.